Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Let me just test this right here. Okay, we're good. How are you guys doing? What's up, Ed Oliver? How you doing? What is good, everybody? So we're gonna be doing some record predictions and then also some stat predictions from every player on the team. So just wait for some people to get in here and then we're gonna get started. How you guys doing? What is up, everybody? How you guys doing? Okay, we got 11 people in here. Let's go. Okay. So, what's up, Abu? How are you doing, man? How are you doing? Thanks for being a channel member, man. I appreciate it. What's up, Joe? What's up, Christian? How you guys doing? Okay, so we got a bunch of people in here, so we're gonna get started in a bit. 5-11. I mean, I respect that. Honestly, I think we're gonna probably win around 6 games. It really though depends on how Haskins plays. I think if Haskins plays uh better, what's up, man? HTTR. If Haskins plays better than he did last year, then I think we can win 6, 7, like he did in the second half of the season. I think we can get to 7, maybe even more. What's up, John Productions? But yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. It's not a really important year in terms of us making the playoffs. We're just trying to get close and build up to the point where maybe in 2021 we can make the playoffs. That's really the goal. Okay, so do you guys want to do stat predictions first, or do you guys want to go through the schedule? Or we could go through some possible free agents, or even or just the roster. Just let me know what you guys want, and then we'll get started. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be this is our schedule isn't as easy as it seems as the record or the winning percentage from the teams from last year are, but it's not that bad. But yeah, just let me know what you guys want to do first. But yeah, your record prediction is 6-8. Nice. Okay, schedule. Okay, what's up, Adam? Okay. Okay, so week 1 in Philadelphia, this is gonna be a tough game to win, but I honestly think we almost won last year in Philly. We almost won last year, week 1, and this is sorry, not in Philly. This is in Washington, and I really think that week 1, I think they're gonna be a little rusty, and I think we could steal this game. We almost beat them at the end of the year too, with our whole team pretty much injured. So I think week 1 Philly could be a W. I think we're gonna win that game. Sorry. So that's a win right there, 1-0. And then going into week 2 at Arizona, this is definitely a winnable game, but I think their offense is a lot better than ours, at least at the moment. And their defense isn't good at all, but I think their defense is probably better. Their defense is below average, but our offense right now is probably worse than their defense. So I'm going to put us at a loss right there. But I think we'll win one of the first 2 games. And then going into Cleveland, I really think we can win this game because Cleveland, if you think about it, they've got a new head coach, and so do we. But we have a head coach that's a 2-time coach of the year who's coached, obviously, in the NFL before. Kevin Stefanski has never been a head coach, so his first few weeks are going to kind of be trial weeks. It's going to be a while before he really starts getting used to being a head coach in the NFL. So I really think we can win this game um, at Cleveland. So that puts us at 2-1 going into week 4 against Baltimore, and I think that's definitely going to be a loss. I think you guys all can agree on that. We're not beating the Ravens unless something crazy happens or they have crazy injuries. I seriously doubt we can beat them. But who knows? It's the NFL, you never know. But I extremely doubt it. What's up, 1,000 subs? Yeah, no problem, man. But so that puts us at what? 2-2. Yeah, that puts us at 2-2. Okay, so going into week 5, against the Rams, I think this is definitely a winnable game. Uh, they're not. They lost Todd Gurley. They lost Clay Matthews, Corey Littleton, Brandon Cooks, and I said Todd Gurley too. So they've lost a lot of pieces. So I definitely think we can win against the Rams. So that puts us at 3-2. Definitely a winnable game. Next game is uh, against the Giants at New York, and we got swept by them last year. I doubt we win against them this year, or I doubt we sweep them this year. So I'm gonna put us at 3-3 right there. Um, Going into week 7, I believe. Let me make sure that's right. Um, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3-3, and also, guys, let me know if week by week, give me your predictions while I'm doing mine. So week 7, I believe, against the Cowboys. That's going to be a tough game. I I would be very happy if we beat the Cowboys once this year. Same with the Eagles. It's going to be very, very, very tough. But I do think we're going to beat them once. Like I said, it's going to be very tough. But I do think we can do that. So that puts us at, I think that puts us at, actually, I'm going to give us a loss right there. So that puts us at 3-4. Um, And I think bye week, it's a good bye week, gets us some more time to rest our players. And I think we can beat New York. That's 4-4. I think Detroit is going to be tougher than most people think because we barely beat them last year, and Stafford is a way better quarterback than uh, who they had last year. So, um, what is that? I keep on forgetting, but I think uh, we are 3-4, 4-4. So that's 4-5. I think we can go, and then we going into Cincinnati against Joe Burrow. I think he's gonna struggle a little bit this year because no really off season. So I think that is gonna be a win for us, and so that puts us at what, 3-4, 4-4, 4-5, 5-5, going into Dallas. This is gonna be another tough one. Like I said, I think we can win against Dallas once, but I'm gonna give us a loss right here. So that puts us at 5-6. So the next 3 games are very, very, very tough. So yeah, it's gonna be very hard to win any of these 3 games, but I think we're going to pull an upset. I'm not sure who. I don't think it's going to be against San Francisco, but I think we can win one of these 2 games, Seattle or Pittsburgh. So I'm going to put us at, let's just say we beat Pittsburgh, so we're 6-6. No, are we 6-6? Man, I keep on messing up the record. So we're 3-4 after Dallas, 4-4, 4-5, 5. So we're at 5 wins. So um, we're at 6-8 after, or 6-7 after Seattle right there. 6-7 after Seattle. I think we're gonna beat Carolina. I don't think or I keep on messing up. 6-8 after Carolina. So we got one more game against Philly. And this is gonna be a tough game, but I honestly do think that if they've already secured their playoff spot and they have nothing to gain, I think we can win that and get to 7-9. But if not, it'll probably be 6-10. I think the record's gonna be around um 6 to 7 wins. It really depends. I think if Haskins plays like he did in his first 2 appearances and his first couple starts, then I think we could win 5 games. But if he plays like he did or better than he did in those last couple games, then I honestly think we could win 7, 8, 9 games. Use paper and a pen. Yeah, yeah, I know, man. I should, yeah, right on that one. But I think what's up, Skins fan all day? How you doing? Sorry if my stream is a little laggy. Let me see if it's working right now. Okay, it looks like it's working. What's up, Skins fan all day? Go ahead and check out Skins fan all day's channel. Great Redskins YouTuber, always streaming. Hey, 11 and 5, man. I like it. I like it. But yo, let me know if this stream is working right now. We have a huge thunderstorm around here, so just let me know. I'm gonna ask it in the chat real quick. Got a huge thunderstorm. What's up, Andreas? So yeah, that's my kind of record prediction. Anywhere from um, I think the worst, if Haskins plays bad, I think we're gonna win maybe 4 or 5 games. But I think um, if he plays like he did at the end of the last season, I think we can win 6, 7, 8 games. And if he plays like really good football, like better than he was playing at those last 2 games, then I think we can even win 9 games. That's very low. And if our team is healthy. But that is a big if. If everyone's healthy and Haskins plays better than he did in those last 2 games where he played really good, then maybe we can make the playoffs. But it's going to be very hard to make the playoffs. What's up, Daquavis? But I think this is just another one. It's one of the years where it's kind of a bridge year. We're trying to get into. It would be nice to get into the playoffs. What's up, B9 Izzle? It would be really nice to get into the playoffs this year, but it's just if we can get 6 wins, 7 wins, that means we're a couple pieces away from in free agency. Maybe a tight end, maybe a star cornerback, maybe a tackle from getting and some development from getting to the playoffs in 2021. So I think 2021 is the year that we could really do some damage. I mean, this year you never know. We have a good defense. We have a good enough defense, honestly, in my opinion, uh, to carry a team to the playoffs. But we'll see. That requires our defense to stay healthy, which I think they can do. And I think our defense, if they stay healthy, I really think we can, at worst, be top 15, but I think we can slide into that top 10. Officer UFO. No, I think our defense is going to be top 10. I think we definitely have top 5 potential. It'll be I won't be surprised if we hit it this year, if we hit top 5 defense this year, but I think we can do it in 2021. But this year, I will be satisfied if we at least get top 15. I won't be happy with that, but we just haven't had an average defense in so long. What's up, Scotty? I'm doing good. How about you, man? Okay, so that's kind of the schedule prediction. If you guys missed out, I'll go through briefly what my prediction was. So I had us beating the Eagles. I had us losing to the Cardinals. I had us beating the Browns. I had us losing to the Ravens, beating the Rams, losing to the Giants. I think I had us losing to the Cowboys as well. And then I had us winning against the Giants, losing against the Lions, beating the Bengals, losing against the Cowboys, beating the Steelers, losing the 49ers, losing to the Seahawks, beating the Panthers. And then I think uh, the Eagles, it could be a game where we win. Like I said, if they already got their playoff seeding, I think we could win that game. But yeah, I think we do have playoff potential. Our defense, like I said, is good enough to get us into the playoffs. But Haskins has to not. If Haskins plays like Alex Smith did in 2018, and he's not, and our run game is what it was or better than it was in 2018, then maybe we can make the playoffs. But we got to stay healthy, and our offensive line is not as good as it was in 2018. And yeah, that's a good idea, man. Okay, I'll do that next time, Wolf. Okay, now let's get into some stat predictions. So I already made a video on, yo, Scotty, thank you for the $5 donation, or €5 donation. Thank you, man. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for coming in here and supporting. I appreciate it, man. Scotty, what do you think the record's going to be? But yeah, now let's get into the sacks prediction. Thanks, Scotty. Uh, we'll go through. I already did a video on it, but let's go through it right here. Um, Officer UFO said a top pass rush defense and run stopping defense could really cause other teams a lot of problems. I agree, man. Chase Young is going to do a lot of damage. Okay, so now let's get into the sack predictions. So we'll start off with Chase Young. I want to hear everybody their prediction for Chase Young's stats while I make mine. My prediction, it could be more, it could be less. I think Chase Young's going to have a great year. He had 16 and a half sacks last year and 7 forced fumbles at Ohio State. I'm thinking 10 sacks. That's what I said in my video. I think 10 sacks is realistic for Chase Young. Could be more, could be less, expecting a couple forced fumbles, but yeah. I agree, man. That's me right there. 6 and 10. If Haskins plays good, I think we can get those 8 wins, 9 wins. What's up, OKG, man? What's up? But yeah, my Chase Young prediction's around 10. It could be more. It could be less. We'll see. Okay, yeah, everyone's around that 8 to 11 range on average. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if he gets 8 sacks, gets like 3, 4 forced fumbles, and a bunch of tackles for loss, that's a successful season for me. But we'll see. I think the goal for him should be to win Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. So now let's go on to where is the next guy that we're going to be talking about. And then next we're going to do receiving yards. Okay, so I might have missed someone. I'm sorry if I did. But let's go into, did I miss someone? Okay, we're going to go into Montez Sweat. So my prediction for Montez Sweat is 11 sacks. I think he's going to have a huge year this year. With the addition of Chase Young, I think it's going to help him a lot. And he had 7 sacks last year, had a couple forced fumbles, and he played in every game, but he was kind of injured in a couple games. If he was in all of those games, probably would have gotten 8 and 9 games and played a lot better in the second half of the season, which does encourage me. So I'm thinking around that 9 to 11 range. I think he's gonna have a really good year. Give me your predictions for Sweat too. Yeah, 8 to 10. Yeah, I think in that range. Um, Okay, so next guy is Deron Payne. And Deron Payne had 2 sacks last year. I'm not expecting necessarily a big year for Payne when it comes to sacks, but I think he's going to be a great run stopper. My prediction is around 4, 5 sacks for Payne. He had 5 in his rookie year. And I don't know, I think he's going to have a decent year. Uh, he's very young. He's going to get better, I think. So 4 to 5 sacks is not bad in my opinion. What's up, Christian? Yeah, 4 to 5 sacks is not bad when you're a really good run stopper. What do you guys think about Payne? 5, yeah. We have to fix that 31st ranked run defense first, or we'll get no sacks. Yeah, I think Payne is going to help a lot with that, and I also think we'll see. I think Jack Del Rio will also help a lot with that, and also I think yeah, and Jack Del Rio officer has helped turn defenses around. But B9 Israel, I think the reason why our run defense was so bad last year, yeah, obviously we didn't play good, but it was also because we were in a lot of games we were getting crushed. So teams would just start running the ball on us like crazy, especially in the third and fourth quarter. So our run defense was bad. Is You said 31st, but it was probably more like mid 20s because they were just running the ball on us because we were we were losing by a lot and they just wanted to shoot clock. But I agree, we got to work on the run game, and I think Payne is going to be better in the run game this year. And same with Matt Ioannidis. I think Matt Ioannidis, my prediction for him is 8 sacks, could be more. He had 8.5 last year. I think he's going to play better against the run this year. And 8 sacks with this crowded defensive line is going to be really good. And the reason I don't think he's going to have a ton of sacks, 8 sacks is still really good. But why I don't think he's going to have like 10, 11 sacks is just because uh, I think he's going to still get a lot of playing time, but I think he's going to get less because that interior defensive line is going to be a little crowded with Payne, Allen, and Matt Inez. But I still think he's going to have a good year. Yeah, playing with 3-4 didn't help either. I agree. So yeah, 8, anywhere from 7 to 10 sacks for Ioannidis, in my opinion. So where the heck did Kerrigan go? Oh, this is 2021. I'm sorry. Okay, but that's why it was a little off. So we're going to Jonathan Allen next. So sorry about that. For Allen, I've got Allen at 8 sacks next year. I think he's gonna have a really, really good year. He had about 6 sacks last year, but missed week 2. He missed week 2 against the Cowboys, and also missed most of the first week, and was playing hurt most of the third week. So I think he's gonna have a lot bigger year. Man, I agree, Scotty. I think Allen and Matt are gonna have big years, especially Allen. I think Allen's gonna have 8 sacks. I think he's gonna have a few forced fumbles, or a couple forced fumbles, and maybe have a bunch more tackles for loss than he normally does. I'm expecting a big fourth year from Allen. It's crazy that it's Jonathan Allen's fourth year already. Yeah, I think we'll see. Next is we already did Deron Payne. Okay, so next is Ryan Kerrigan. So Ryan Kerrigan's interesting because he didn't play even when he was playing last year. Yeah, HTTR. Even when he was playing last year, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing that good when he was playing. He still had 5.5 sacks, but he also missed, I think it was 4 or 5 games. So this year he's not going to get as much playing time as he normally does, but he's not going to be going into coverage as much as he normally does either. So I think it's going to be a good trade-off. I think around 7 sacks, 7.5. I think he's going to have another good year. Get onto first all-time for the Redskins. First all-time, or the sack leader. Yeah, I think Allen's going to have a great year. Yeah, I think people are sleeping on Kerrigan because if we were playing in the 4-3 during his prime, and I still think he's like in his last year of his prime, maybe that was last year or the year before, but if we were playing in a 4-3 a couple years ago, Kerrigan would have been like perennial 13, 14 sacks per year. Okay, Scotty says Payne 5 to 7, Allen 8, Matt 6 to 8, then adding Kerrigan 5 to 7. Exactly. Plus, yeah, plus Chase Young and Montez Sweat. And then you also got Ryan Anderson in there too, who can rush the passer too, who's a good pass rusher. I think he had like 5 forced fumbles last year, which is absolutely crazy. It's crazy how many forced fumbles he had last year. And I think he might not get as much playing time. He's not gonna be in coverage, but I think he's gonna be able to rush the passer a lot this year too. But yeah, this year I'm expecting probably around 50, mid 50 sack numbers, could be like 50 to 56, 57, which would be the top in the NFL, which is crazy. What's up, TMS? How you doing, man? So yeah, I think the sack numbers are going to be good this year if everyone is healthy. I really hope Chase Young is healthy. Plus Montez Sweat, everyone. Exactly, man. Ryan Anderson, I think he's gonna have a big year. Yeah, I think Kerrigan's gonna get in there a lot. Same with Anderson. I think the coaching staff respects them. So that's true, B9 as well. So let's go on to the receivers, and this is going to be very interesting because if you're predicting the yards, the total yards, that's going to show how many yards Haskins has. But let's get started. So we're going to go with Terry McLaurin first. Where is he? Okay, there he is. So Terry McLaurin, I don't know if we're going to cut Moses. I doubt it this year. Maybe next year if he has another down year. Okay, so Terry McLaurin, I'm predicting he had 919 yards last year, missing 2 games and not having good quarterback play and inconsistent quarterback play. He had 3 different quarterbacks. I think he's going to have around 1,200 yards, maybe 8 to 10 touchdowns. I think he's going to have a huge year as long as he stays healthy. And yeah, even if Haskins isn't playing good, or playing well, I think he can still have 1,000+ yards and probably get into the Pro Bowl. Okay, so yeah, give me your prediction for that, but I think it's going to be anywhere from 1,000 to 1,300, and hey, maybe even more if he completely balls out. But 1,200 is still very, very good. So next is Steven Sims. Where is he? There he is, right there. That's true, man, Scotty. That's true. I think, uh, having Jack Del Rio is gonna help so much because Greg Minuski was absolutely terrible. Right now, he's a quality control coach for Kentucky, which is crazy. Wow, that's nice, man. He sacked Lamar Jackson, and Chase Young wants to sack Lamar Jackson too. 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. 950 yards, 11 touchdowns. Solid predictions right there. Wait for a couple more people, and then we'll go on to Steven Sims. And yeah, also we got to worry about how many turnovers we force, and how good we stop the run, how well we stop the run. Because yeah, sacks don't matter when you don't force any turnovers or when you uh, allow 5 yards of carry, 6 yards of carry. Okay, so Steven Sims. I think Steven Sims is going to have an absolutely crazy year. I want to look at his stats from last year because I think it was. I know you got to take this with a grain of salt, but Steven Sims last year, in the only games he got targeted more than 4 times was the last 4 games. And in those last 4 games, he had where is this? In those last 4 games, he had 230 yards combined. So what's up, Rico? How you doing, man? Um, 800 yards and 10 touchdowns. Yeah, I hope he gets over 1,000, Scotty. But Steven Sims last year, I don't know why the game log. Okay, here it is, game log. Okay, so the only games he got targeted more than 5 times was week 13 through week 16. That's really the only time he really only started to be a part of the passing game uh, from week 10 on, and really he wasn't even getting that much then. Terry gonna get a last second touchdown win this season. I hope, man. But he really didn't get many yards and many catches until the last 5 games or last 4 games. And I think he will get more than 4 or 5. I think he'll average like 5 targets a game. So if you average 5 targets a game, his last 4 games he got 230 yards, and you multiply that by 4, that's like 930 yards combined. And I don't think he's going to get 930 yards, but I honestly think Steven Sims can get like, I think he's going to get over 650. I think it's going to be anywhere from 650 to 800, maybe even more if he really, really balls out. And I think he's going to get like 7 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, maybe get a couple kick return touchdowns. He's been working in the offseason. He didn't really have a wide receiver trainer that he was working with before last season, but this season he's working with the same wide receiver coach as Des Bryant, Antonio Brown, and Jordan Reed. He's putting in the work with NFL veterans, and I think he's going to have a huge, huge year if he stays healthy. So I'm expecting like 750 yards, like anywhere from 600 to like 850, and if he really goes off, maybe even more. I think it's going to be, yeah, I'm expecting big, big things from Steven Sims. Hopefully, he meets the expectations and stays healthy. And he's also a threat in the kick return game and possibly the punt return game, too. We have Isaiah Wright for that and Antonio Gibson, but we'll see. So that's, yeah, I think Steven Sims is going to have a big year. So next is Kelvin Harmon. So Kelvin Harmon, I really don't know what to make of him because if he's, at least for the stats predictions, because um, I think if Kelvin Harmon starts, then I really think he can get, um, 600 yards or more. But if he doesn't start, if AGG starts, then it's probably around 400 yards, 500 yards. So it's going to be tough to predict Harmon. I'm going to go like, I don't know, 580, 600 yards, which is still good for a second year receiver, 6th round receiver. It's still very good. I'm not super high on Harmon, but he has been putting in the work. But I think Sims is going to have a better year. What do you guys think about Harmon? What do you guys think about Harmon? Harmon, 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Harmon could still have a great year, but I'm not expecting huge, huge, huge things. But you never know. Second year is usually the biggest leap, but it's gonna be around that 500 range. It could be more. It could be less. Anywhere from like 450 to 700, 650. But something that disappointed me last year is Harmon's kind of that big red zone threat that can play on the outside, and he didn't have a single touchdown last year. So the touchdowns, I'll predict like 2 touchdowns for him, 3 touchdowns. He didn't have a single one last year. I don't even think he had a touchdown in the preseason. Yeah, B9 is. I don't. Yeah, I think, and I think he might start for the first few weeks just because there's a limited off season. There's going to be a limited off season, so they're not going to be able to showcase what they can do. AGG won't be able to showcase what he can do in mini camp and OTAs. So it might be a while before he gets a starting job, but I still don't think he's going to have a great, great year. Okay, so next is AGG, and I have honestly no idea for AGG because we don't know. We're going to have a much better idea right after training camp or preseason because we don't know if he's going to start. It's either him or Harmon. If someone gets injured, then we got our question answered right there. But I don't see Harmon getting much cheese, but he'll make some third down plays. I agree, man. Yeah, I hope he takes that next step and becomes a decent red zone threat this year. But like I said, AGG is a tough guy to predict just because you have no idea if he's going to start this year. He's a 4th round receiver who played at Liberty last year. So, not the greatest competition, and he did play pretty good against UVA, which is good competition, but I don't know if he's going to be able to start or if he's going to start week 1. But if he starts, let's say if he starts like 15 plus or 14 plus games, then I don't know. It's tough for me to predict him. It could be as low as like 300, or it could be as high as honestly, it could be like 800 if he like I don't think it's gonna be 800. I think it's gonna be around 400. But you never know if he somehow uh is a star right away like Terry was, then you never know. But uh we'll this prediction we're gonna know a lot more once we actually get the sense of if he's going to be the starter. Yeah, it's Scotty. It's going to be tough to predict it. Yeah, I think he's going to get a few touchdowns, though. He's a good red zone threat, makes a lot of contested catches. So those were the main receivers. Let's see if there's anyone else. I'll give you guys my other receivers I think are going to make the team. I agree, Alan. I think he's definitely going to compete. So I think Isaiah Wright's not a lock to make the team, but I do think he's going to make the team just because he's a good special teams player, can do kick returns, punt returns, and could even be gunner, I think, for special teams. So he can really do everything, and he's a decent threat. Uh, he can run the ball a little bit, and sometimes catch the ball. His hands aren't the best, but he is a weapon. So I think he's gonna make the team. So that puts us at 5 receivers. I think it's gonna be 6, but who knows if we sign someone else during free agency, like Taylor Gabriel or Chris Hogan, Demarius Thomas. If we don't, and we still don't know what's happening with Cody Latimer, it's going to be tough. AGG will have this season on offense, at Chase Young will have on defense. 80 catches, 1,200 yards. Dang, man. Hey, I hope. It's going to be, yeah. If he starts, I think he could have a crazy good year. If he starts from day one. But it's going to be hard for him to start with the limited offseason. But you never know. You see, no one was thinking Terry would be as good as he did last year. And if Terry had a good, if Terry McLaurin had Russell Wilson, if you switch DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin has 1,300 yards last year. That's my opinion. I think 1,300 yards. If he has the second best quarterback in the NFL, that I mean, you can't ask for, besides Patrick Mahomes, you can't ask for a better QB than Russell Wilson, in my opinion. And yeah, Terry McLaurin did not have good quarterback play last year, especially for the first 10 games. Um, so yeah, we can go Thaddeus Moss or the tight ends. We'll see. I think Thaddeus Moss is definitely going to make the team, but I don't see big things from him this year. I'm thinking about 300 yards. I think it's going to be a really, really good blocker, but I agree, Abu. I think he might get cut, but I don't think he's going to be a huge threat in the passing game, just because, I mean, he didn't even have that many yards at LSU, 570, but that's also because he was on a championship offense that really didn't need to pass him the ball much. He was open so many times, but they had players like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and some really good receivers. So he didn't really need to. Or they didn't really need to pass him. Yeah, Sprinkle definitely could get cut. It's gonna be tough to. It's gonna be interesting to see because we got a few different tight ends that are kind of fringe starters in Jeremy Sprinkle, Thaddeus Moss, Logan Thomas. I think he's going to be our starter, but yeah, I don't think Moss is going to have a huge year. Sorry about that. Maybe like 300 yards and a touchdown or two. Nothing big. I think, yeah, our tight ends aren't going to be good this year, but I think Logan Thomas is going to have a bigger year than Sprinkle did last year. Maybe like 450 yards. I think our tight ends probably going to be a total of like 600 yards, 650, which is better than what we did last year. Yeah, Sprinkle isn't good. I agree. But he's a good blocker. But I mean, when you got Thaddeus Moss in the draft, I think you're fine cutting Sprinkle. You guys want to go through some roster projections, or do you guys want to still go through stats? We could go through running backs next. Antonio Gibson, Scotty. I see Gibson. I mean, he's big enough. He's not big enough yet, but I don't think he's playing tight end. I think. Um. Yeah. I think he's gonna play mostly running back this year. Play in the slot a bit in the as a wide receiver, but I don't think he's gonna play much tight end. He needs to get a lot bigger if he wants to. Yeah, Jordan Reed still isn't. Jordan Reed is not. Hasn't been signed. I think he met with the Seahawks, but yeah, yeah, he hasn't signed yet. Delaney Walker wouldn't be bad. I think if he's healthy, he can get you 500 plus yards. Okay, so we'll go into running backs right now. So yeah, running backs is gonna be tough, man. It's kind of that AGG Kelvin Harmon situation where you don't know who's gonna start. You really don't know who's gonna start because the running back room, like it could be Adrian Peterson. I mean, it should be Darius Geis, but you see, I mean, with Darius Geis, he could be injured week one, but you just don't know. So it's hard to predict. I'll give you a couple. Like I think if Darius Geis plays 14 games, and that's a big if. That's a huge, um, big if. But I think he can get over 1,000 yards. It's a big it's a big if of him getting playing 14 or more games, but I think he can have a big year. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep AP. Yeah, we have a lot of running backs, Scotty. I think we're gonna cut Peyton Barber though. I think, and then it's gonna be tough. Do we keep 5 running backs or do we keep 4? Man, I want to keep Love though because man, Love like if you guys all know his stats, he had 2,100 yards in his junior year, had 8 yards a carry, like 19 touchdowns, absolute beast on the field. So I think if he's healthy, I think we should give him a chance. But if he isn't healthy, though, if he isn't healthy, then the Redskins might end up having. I don't think they'll cut him, but I think they could put him on the pup list or put him on IR for the beginning. I don't think they're gonna let someone uh get him. Stanley fullback. That's gonna be interesting. I think you could have someone like play that kind of H back type of role. I think you could see Thad Moss play not necessarily fullback, but a little bit of that H back role. But yeah, it's interesting because Ron Rivera almost always takes a fullback. Scotty says maybe AP gets traded at the deadline to a team win now mode. That's true, man. I would like to see him get a ring because I don't think he's gonna stick with us in 2021. Yeah, I agree, B9 Izzle. I mean, I think Reuben Foster, regardless, is gonna make the team. It's the same situation as Bryce Love. If he's healthy, he's gonna make the team. If he doesn't, he's probably gonna be on IR. Yeah. Running back room. Yeah, I think Gibson's stats are gonna be interesting to predict because Gibson, I think he can. I really like Gibson. I don't think he's gonna have a huge year in his rookie year, just because you already got AP, you already got Geis, and if they stay healthy, he's not gonna get many carries. And then you'll see if they stay healthy, I really think you could see Gibson transition into more of a wide receiver than a running back. Uh, and you'll see also about Bryce Love, especially with all of them are healthy. But I think Gibson probably going to get a few carries a game, maybe 4 or 5 carries a game. I think he's going to get like 300, 350 yards rushing, maybe even more, 500 yards rushing, depends on how many rushes he gets. And then also maybe 400 to 500 receiving yards. Stanley, I think we're going to get a few. I think we're going to get a few more signings in free agency. Officer UFO1, yeah, and he also I think it was like something crazy. Yards per catch was like 19 or something. But I think we'll sign a couple more players. We have like 5 roster spots available, but Ron doesn't want to, or not necessarily Ron. Ron and Kyle haven't really signed super high profile guys this offseason, but you could see some of those depth signings that maybe end up being just camp bodies that Ron signs. Or maybe you could see someone like Demarius Thomas, Chris Hogan, Taylor Gabriel if we release Cody Latimer, and then maybe some tackle depth or yeah, I think we get a couple players. Maybe some cornerback depth. You got Darquise Dennard, Ross Cockrell. There's a couple players. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, 8. Yo, Rico, thank you again for the donation. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the $4 donation. Thanks, man. Thanks for supporting again. I appreciate you coming in. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see this running back core. I think our running back, I mean, we pretty much know that our D line is going to be special this year. uh, especially the pass rush. We'll see about the run game, but it's going to be interesting to see how our run game and our pass game does this year. Uh, it's all about staying healthy for the running backs, and then for the receivers, it's going to be about how Haskins plays, honestly. Again, thank you, Rico Proctor, for the donation. But yeah, it's going to be this or season's going to be very interesting. Oh, I think Stanley, I think our young wide receiver core is going to be great. You already got Terry, who is you know he's going to be an absolute beast. He can be a wide receiver one in this league. And then you got AGG, who knows how good he's going to be. He has super high potential. We'll see how he puts it together. And then I think Steven Sims is going to be an absolute dog. I think he's going to be really, really, really good. 700 yards next year. So I think our young receivers are going to be great. Um, what do you think they use? Who do you think they use for returns? So I'm thinking kick return. We'll see how good. Uh, we'll see how good. Sorry, Steven Sims was playing in the beginning of the season. Because if he's playing like a star, they probably don't want to use him as a kick returner to get him hurt. But I think he might be the kick returner, Sims. Then maybe Isaiah Wright or Antonio Gibson as a punt returner. But if Gibson isn't getting enough touches, then they might give him the kick return responsibility. B9 is I mean he did play free safety a little bit in Kansas City, but he didn't play that good. I doubt he plays at free safety, but you never know. They haven't talked about what he's gonna play if he's gonna play on the outside the slot, so it's always a possibility. But I'd rather play him in the slot or maybe on the outside, but not at free safety. Um, do I think the Redskins will sign Larry Warford? I doubt it again. Uh, I think it would be a great signing. He wants about $7 million per year, and he's a three-time Pro Bowl. All those Pro Bowls appearances have come in the last 3 years. So I would absolutely love this signing, but I don't think we're gonna do it. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. Yo, Scotty, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thanks for always coming in here, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting. But yeah, all of you guys, give me your Scotty. All of you guys, give me your running back you think is gonna have the most yards. Yeah, Alan, that's true, man. Running or our offensive line is gonna have to play good this year. I think Chase Roullier is gonna be good and Sheriff. Those are the only two really proven guys. I mean, Morgan Moses has played good before, but last year was injured and a lot, or not necessarily injured, but a lot of holding penalties, a lot of stuff like that. So I do not think. I mean, we'll see. I think Morgan Moses has potential to be good. He has done it in the past. Again, thank you, Scotty. I really appreciate it. But he's been good in the past, so he has good potential to be a solid starter. What's up, Philip B? How you doing, man? Um, yeah, it's gonna be tough. And then left tackle, you don't know who's gonna play. Is it gonna be Cornelius Lucas? Is it gonna be Sadiq Charles? Is it gonna be John Christian? It's gonna be tough. And then you also got left guard. It's gonna be Wes Schweitzer. Is it gonna be Mike Ledke? Is it gonna be Jeremy Vujnovic? Or is it gonna be Wes Martin? Geis and Gibson. Yeah, I mean, I think AP is gonna start off the season. Is gonna start off the season probably as maybe the first couple of games as the starter, or he's gonna split carries with AP. But if uh, or with Darius Geis, if I said that, but I think as the season goes on, if Geis is healthy, I think he's gonna take over, and we will see how Bryce Love does too. That's the thing. I think AP is the most reliable player on this, or reliable running back, and he's the biggest. He's the insurance policy too, because the only way I think he doesn't make the team is if Love is absolutely balling out, if he's absolutely completely healthy. Same with Geis, same with McKissick, and all these guys. Gibson, then maybe, but Peterson has been healthy all the time, so yeah. I mean, it's just like all of these, in my opinion, it's going to be whoever plays most games is going to have the most yards. I mean, if Geis plays 14, 15 games, I think he's going to have 800 plus yards. You saw what he did when he really got a lot of carries in that Carolina game, had like 130 yards with like 10 carries. He's an absolute beast, but he's never healthy. Okay, so someone asked, who do I think will be the starting left tackle? So I think it's Sadiq Charles. Sadiq Charles has, I think they're gonna want to give it to him, right? Then they're gonna want to give it to him. I think it's gonna be his job to lose. I think if he doesn't play good, then it'll be between John Christian and Cornelius Lucas. And if it's John Christian we saw last year and in his rookie year, then there's no way he starts. But if he's a little better, who knows? But I think Sadiq Charles doesn't play, or if he's not the start, if he's not doing good, I think it's probably not John Christian. Cornelius Lucas, he started 8 games, something like that, 6 games for the Bears last year. Not a bad backup tackle. So maybe wait a bit to start Sadiq, but I think Sadiq's going to be good in this league. Yeah, I just seriously can't wait for this season. I can't wait till the preseason, honestly, too, and even training camp. Like it's gonna be fun. And who knows if we even maybe if we're super lucky, we have a mini camp. Ron Rivera already got in the building today. If you look at the Redskins Twitter, he is in the building. Let me see if I can show it. Let's see where he is. A lot of good D linemen will look to exploit rookie O linemen. Yeah, I think so. And he's going to be going against Chase Young and Montez Sweat every day. Yo, thank you, Philippi, again for the $10 donation. I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much again for coming in. Uh, AP most touchdowns, but Gibson more all-purpose yards. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, man. And yeah, I think Gibson's gonna have a lot of yards. You're gonna see him have. He's gonna get a bunch of. Uh, I think he's gonna get like 500 receiving yards, and then we'll see on the running game. And then I also think he's gonna have a lot of kick return yards and punt return yards. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Rico, breakout player. So I made a video on that, but I think you got Steven Sims. I think he could have a huge year. Montez Sweat, and who else did I put? Sean Dion Hamilton too. Uh, A, B9 Izzle. I can't remember if in college what guard position he played, but in his rookie year he did play a bunch of uh he played guard. Again, Philip B, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Scotty, Charles, Wes Martin, Roulier, Sheriff, and Lucas. I agree with that. I do think that Moses is gonna start out the starter. As much as we all hate him, I think. I don't know though. We never know. So there's Ron Rivera in the Redskins. Let's see if I can play the. I don't know if it's gonna play for you guys. I'm gonna try this. Let me know if you guys can hear that, okay? I'll play it for a bit and then I'll go back. And yeah, just let me know if you guys can hear that. Hey, officer, preach, man. I think, yeah, I agree, man. We're all excited. But yeah, let me know, guys, real quick if you guys can hear it, and then I'll play the video. It's quick, but it's quick, but uh, it's good to hear from Riverboat Ron. Okay, you can hear it? Okay, good. Okay, so let me turn it up a little bit and let's go. Yep, okay, if you guys could hear that, he pretty much said that it was kind of muffled, so you couldn't hear that much because he was wearing a mask, but he was talking about how pretty much coming in the building, getting ready for training camp, and the possibility of a mini camp. If it's possible, a mini camp or OTAs, getting ready for that possibly. But I'm excited, man. It's gonna be. Hopefully, the media is allowed to go to the training camp so we can see kind of highlights and stuff. I can't wait. I cannot wait, guys. I seriously cannot wait until the season starts, especially the training camp and stuff like that. See how these young players play, but it's going to be super interesting. So yeah, just give me some questions. Give me some more questions. I like these questions, but um, yeah, I agree. Cornelius Lucas could play left tackle. Um, but yeah, give me some questions. So breakout players. Yeah, I heard that earlier. Um, breakout players. I think Sean Dion Hamilton. If he gets the opportunity to start, he's going to be a beast. He had really good stats when he was playing last year, and yeah, um, yeah. The O lines, Philip. You're right. It's going to be interesting because it has good. We have some good potential there. You got Chase Roulier, who's a solid, above average center in my opinion. You got a Pro Bowl right guard. You got a right tackle who, when he's healthy, he's pretty good. But he last year he wasn't pretty. He's not pretty good. He's okay, but he wasn't that healthy last year. Didn't play good. And then at left tackle and left guard, we have a somewhat of an idea who's going to start, but not really. Surprise cut. Okay, so um, I think it's Josh Harvey Clemens is not a surprise cut, but I think he's getting cut. Um, let's see. No one in the top. I mean, I guess Morgan Moses could be somewhat of a. I don't think he gets cut either though. Um. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, not necessarily a. This isn't. I mean, I think most people are banking on John Bostic making the team. I think. Uh. I think Bostic could get cut though. Like B9 Izzle said, man, if Reuben Foster's healthy, um, if Reuben Foster is healthy, then that bumps out another spot. So I think that could bump out Bostic, even though he did get, uh, we re-signed him. I don't think much of that money was, uh, guaranteed. But let's see how much. Let's see. I'm not gonna actually cut him, but let's see how much we lose if we cut him. So we saved 2 million, so it's not that much guaranteed. I think he could get a cut. And like biggest surprise cut that I seriously doubt happens because I think AP's a good locker room guy and I think he can he's still very good running back, but I think he has a chance if everyone is healthy, but I seriously doubt it. But I definitely think Peyton Barber, I mean, one running back has to get cut. I mean, one running back has to get cut. What do we have? How many running backs? We got AP, Darius Geis, Bryce Love, JD McKissick, Antonio Gibson, and Peyton Barber. That's six. Plus a couple others that they're not making the team like Ferguson. But that's right, officer. I agree. But so one of them is definitely going to get cut. And then maybe if you cut Barber then you got 5. Maybe you keep 5 because Gibson is kind of half and half. He's a running back / wide receiver. And man, yeah, AP that would be interesting if we could if if everyone's healthy, if Love's doing good, if Geis and Gibson are doing good, and even McKissick, then if we can get a 5th-round pick for AP, trade him to a championship contender, because I don't want to just trade him to a trash team. I don't think that's fair to AP. I think he's done a great job for our organization, so I wouldn't want to do him dirty, but that's a good point, Scotty. Yeah, I think Moses is staying. I doubt he gets cut. Um, I want to see how much money we lose by cutting Alex Smith right now, because we did it. June 1st did just wow, this is 2020. If we cut Alex Smith, if we traded him, I think we would save 16 million. Let me see a release. Wait, why? Okay, we didn't gain anything. Okay, we didn't. Okay, so bring him back. So nothing really happened. I don't know. I think McKissick's gonna make the team. I think they brought him in for a reason. I think they want him to be that kind of Chris Thompson type of role. I don't think he gets cut. Harmon, I doubt Harmon gets cut. We just don't have we have good receivers, but we're gonna keep at least 5, and I think Harmon's better than anyone else on the roster. So, or he's the top 4 in my opinion. Thomas Davis also, I just don't see it, just because, I think Thomas Davis, I mean, maybe, but I just think he's gonna make it. He's a good veteran guy, and if you look at his stats last year, I'll pull it up. He did pretty good. I know, tackles aren't everything, but he did have about 100 and something tackles. Yeah, I think Trey Quinn's gonna get cut, but this Cody Latimer situation might have helped him out though. So you look at his year last year, 112 tackles, had more than he did more than he had since 2013, and he made the Pro Bowl in 2017, 2016, and 2015. I agree, Scotty. But yeah, and you look at his advanced stats, not great. His completion percentage, 65%. He allowed a 65% completion percentage, and honestly, that's not good, but it's not terrible either, for a linebacker at least. For a corner, that's not great. That's still better than Ronald Darby though. I agree. I think Jonathan Allen has 8+ sacks this year. I hope. But yeah, I think we'll see. I think he played pretty good last year. I don't see Thomas Davis getting cut. I always like looking at these advanced stats. Like, it just shows the completion percentage when targeting him, how many yards when allowed per completion, or not per completion, total, and then per completion right here, the touchdowns and the passer rating too. I like it. So starting defensive tackle, well, yeah, I got you, B9 Nizzle. So you asked who's going to start a defensive tackle. So I mean, it's obviously a 4-3. So I mean, the base 4-3 would just have obviously Chase Young, Montez Sweat on the outside. Inside, I don't know. I think you want Matt Ioannidis in on all pass rush plays where you know they're throwing. And then Payne and Allen, you could toss either one in there. Probably Allen more, but a lot of the 4-3 packages that they have actually 5 players rushing, so, or 5 at the line at least. So I think they're all gonna play a lot. Rico said, "What if Haskins don't do good midway through the season? Do you see us trading him or cutting him, or just?" Okay, so I don't see us trading him at all next season. And if he's playing bad midway through the season, then you could put Allen in, but also like if our record is respectable and Haskins is just playing complete trash, then maybe you put in Allen if you think he can do better. But uh, I think they're just gonna ride him out and let Haskins play the whole season. Here's a question with salary cap. Do you see us picking up player post cuts for the secondary? Please, could you? Okay, so you're talking about the post June 1st cuts? Are you talking about the post June 1st cuts? Oh, are you talking about the like the waivers? Who gets to? Sorry, I don't understand the question completely. My bad. But yeah, just I mean, I think there's gonna be some cuts in the next couple of days. Obviously. Oh, post training camp. So post training camp cuts. Okay, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So I believe there's a waiver wire. So yeah, once the yeah. Okay. So I think once the roster is finalized, right? So this I can't remember what the exact date, but there's a date. I think it's like a couple days after the last preseason game. Once those rosters are cut down to 55, everyone gets everyone that gets released is on the waivers. Each team there's an order. I think I'll look it up after I explain this. Has an order, and you each put a claim in on a player, and then I think once you put in a claim in, you reset to the bottom, and then once if a player doesn't get claimed, then he can go on to anyone else can claim him, and if he doesn't get claimed at all, then the team that dropped him can bring him back onto the practice squad. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's see this. So it might be. I think it might be the draft order. I'm not sure. I think the Cardinals were had the first. Let me see. Uh, so okay, same as NFL draft order. So we would have the second, which is nice. So if a team cuts a really nice player, then we could go after that. That's gonna be nice having the uh second pick for waiver wire at least. Yeah, no problem, Scotty. But yeah. I think it is 55. I do think it's 55 man roster. I'm not completely sure, but I do think that's in effect for this year. And I think it's a 14 man practice squad. If someone knows that for sure, comment down below. Okay, so now on to Haskins stats. We'll go through Haskins what I think his stats are going to be his stats will be, which is also very interesting. So yeah, it's tough. I am a big believer in Haskins this year just because I mean, yeah, he has to learn a new offense, but he's put in so much work this offseason, so much work, and I really do think he's gonna have a very good year. I'm hoping he has a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. If he can get like 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, that would be great. Or maybe 30 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. I just because if Haskins doesn't play good this year, then we're set back a couple of years if we're gonna end up drafting a quarterback. Um, Yeah, you're right. After training camp and even soon, like I mean, it's gonna start to heat up soon. Honestly, once players are allowed to visit. Yeah, I mean, I hope Ryan Anderson is able to play a lot this year. I think Jack Del Rio hopefully uses him correctly. He's going to be in there rotating with Kerrigan, Sweat, Chase Young, all that. I mean, I really like him. Okay, so do I think Haskins can throw for 4,000 yards and 35 plus touchdowns? Okay, that's tough. I mean, if especially seeing what he did last year, um, I don't. I think he definitely can. I think he can in the future years. Let's say 2021, 2022. I think next year, like I don't see him throwing uh 30, 35 plus. I don't see that. But 4,000 is definitely more realistic. 4,000 yards. I definitely could see that. That's averaging around 300 yards, but I'm probably I my prediction is probably around 3,500 yards and about 25 touchdowns. But hey, if I mean what's really important is if he keeps the turnovers down. Because if you keep the turnovers down and we got a good run game, then I really think that we can do some damage this year. Yeah, no problem, Carter. Yeah, I mean I it's all or nothing in my opinion this year for Haskins. Like not all or nothing, but if he doesn't play good, if he plays like terrible, like I'm saying like I mean not terrible, but if he throws like 15 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, we're drafting a quarterback in my opinion. But if he plays okay, like 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, then maybe I think he'll stick around. Um I want them to let Ryan play as much. Yeah, I think so too. Ryan Anderson, 5 forced fumbles last year, guys. That's absolutely crazy. I want to look at his stats again. Well, first I want to see his PFF stats. I've never seen his um, PFF stats. Okay, yeah, terrible. Um, let's look at his actual stats. Hey, Rico, I hope so, man. Oh, come on. I searched up NFL. It puts up the Ryan Anderson from the NBA. Okay, so let's look at here Ryan Anderson. So last year, if you look at those stats, man, 16 games, 4 forced fumbles, 1 pass deflection, or not 4 forced fumbles, 4 games started, 5 forced fumbles, 2 fumbles recovered, 4 sacks also, which is really good, 44 tackles, 9 QB hits, played really, really good. Hey, honestly, I agree with you, Scotty and Rico, because like winning a lot of games would be nice. Making a playoffs would be nice, but honestly, I'd rather win 5 games this year and be competitive in almost every single one, but just lose by one score, lose by a few points, than win 7 games and only win against these bad teams and we end up getting a bad draft pick and not making the playoffs. Because if we lose like 4 or 5 games with less than one score, that means we're pretty close to winning 7, 8 games. We just couldn't put it together at the end. So yeah, I agree. Being competitive, as if Haskins plays good this year, guys, I really think we're in good shape for 2021 and beyond. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the stream in a couple minutes. Give me a couple more questions, and then we're gonna head out. Also, want to look at Sean Dion Hamilton's stats because his advanced stats are absolutely crazy. Where are they? His advanced stats are crazy if you look at it. So I mean, his regular stats are fine. 16 games, only didn't start in a single one. 1 interception, 2 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 1 forced fumble recovery, a sack, 50 tackles. But if you look at his advanced stats though, if you look at his advanced stats, um, 16 games, of course, 1 interceptions, 50% completion percentage when targeting him. 50% 50% completion percentage. That's elite coverage right there. 5.9 yards per completion, 3 yards per target, allowed 1 touchdown and allowed a 52.8 pass rating. I agree, Philip B. I think we can make the playoffs in 2021. And then maybe make a playoff run in 2021, but I think 2022 could be our year maybe to go to the Super Bowl. I know that's getting ahead of ourselves, but you never know. Exactly, I agree, man. We got so much cap space next year. We got a super young team. We just got to add a couple pieces to the mix. Yeah, just add a couple pieces to the mix, and we'll be good in 2021. But it would be nice to make the playoffs this year. I know, man. I'm a young fan. And it's sad for me because I've never had a good, like, my most memorable season is the 2012 Redskins. Besides that, we really have never had a good team. And thanks, Scotty. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's it also sucks when, especially since, I mean, I have stuck with the Redskins my whole life, but these younger kids are coming in, and you don't like rooting for a sucky team. So a lot of these guys are starting to root for other teams. So we got to start winning now, or our younger fan base isn't gonna be there. Yeah, no problem, Rico. Yeah, I'm still very, very, very young, and I started watching in 2010, I believe. 2010, 2011. And yeah, I mean, we had that one year with RG3, that magical run, and then we had that year, what's it called? I think 2017, 2016, where we made the playoffs with Kirk Cousins, and it was kind of that same vibes from that Seahawks game where we were up 14-0 in the first quarter, and then we just completely blew it. Yeah, Sean Taylor, man. Man, officer, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming in here. I appreciate that comment, man. Thank you. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate all of you guys for coming in. Thanks for coming in and supporting the channel, commenting, asking questions. I love interacting with the chat, responding to all of your guys' questions. And if you guys want to talk to me, follow me on Twitter, right here at mmbeast4. Again, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And real quick, give me a couple video suggestions for me to do in the next couple days. Might do an Antonio Gibson video talking about if he's more of a running back or wide receiver. But again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button. Thank you, Philip B. Have a good one too. Peace, guys. See ya, man. Scotty, stay safe. You too.